Welcome back. I'm Dylan Black. And how about free art appraisals? Yes, free art appraisals can be something you can take part in tomorrow. With us right now from Consignor Canadian Fine Art is Rob Cowley. Rob, how are you?
I'm good, Dylan. How are you doing today?
Tell us a bit about Consignor.
Well, we're an auction company in Toronto. We've been around for, we're in our 5th year right now. And so we do auctions, we do live auctions twice a year of important Canadian art. Our next one's November the 23rd in Toronto. And we do online auctions about 4 or 5 times a year as well, both for established collectors as well as for emerging and new collectors.
That's fun. Yeah. Have you come across a lot of gems over the years?
We have. We've traveled internationally, and we found artwork everywhere. Most notably, we traveled to Australia last year and actually collected an artwork by Lauren Harris, the famed member of the Group of Seven, and brought it back to Canada, and that painting sold for just under $1 million last spring.
Okay.
So certainly, and this summer we've been traveling across Canada, meeting with clients, and we're now in Ottawa. Happy to be here.
We have a picture on the monitor as well showing, what exactly is it?
That's the Lauren Harris. So that's the painting from Australia. It was a very important painting. It was a very rare painting. Had never been offered at auction before. It was actually an oil sketch, so it wasn't very large. It was about 12 by 15. And in fact, it was the basis for 5 larger paintings by Harris, which was very rare. And the collector had it in Australia, which also very rare to find Canadian artwork outside of this continent.
So sorry, did the person just have it like in a closet somewhere and they decided to pull it out?
They had it. They knew what they had, but they didn't know the value. So they had it since the the family had it actually since the 1940s. And so back then it probably would have cost a couple of $1,000s, and they'd held on to it for generations. And so the family was interested to find out what the value might be, and they got in touch with us, and they were startled to hear it would be between $400,000 and $600,000 at auction. Ooh. And then the result was just under $1 billion.
How many diamonds in the rough do you think are out there? I mean, I know that's maybe like a very vague question because there could be thousands, or there could be like none at all.
Plenty. I mean, you do find with so many collectors. I mean, across Canada, you find there's collectors everywhere. You also find there's so many people that have inherited artwork from a family of collectors as well, whether it be families from Montreal or from Ottawa. We find a great deal of artwork in Ottawa, as well as from coast to coast.
Okay. How does it work tomorrow then?
Tomorrow we are at the Lord Elgin Hotel in the Confederation Room between 10 and 4. We do recommend making an appointment if you can. RSVP at consignor.ca or 1-866-931-8415. It's a 15-minute consultation. You can bring up to 3 works of art. We'll provide you with some details as much as we can, and it is a free session, but again, best to make an appointment. Okay,
so whenever you say art, what exactly do you classify as the type of art that people should bring?
Usually 2-dimensional, so usually paintings, sometimes prints as well. Prints can carry value depending on the type. We have one print here by A.J. Casson, in fact. And so mainly paintings, prints, works on paper, which can be watercolors under glass as well.
Okay. Can you describe some of the artwork that you've
Of course, I'd be happy to. These are works that are included in our upcoming live auction November the 23rd. You can see them actually at consignor.ca. This painting here actually came to us from a collector in British Columbia. It's a painting by A.J. Casson, member of the Group of Seven, the famed Group of Seven. It's a 1943 work by Casson. It's Algonquin Park. Carries a value between $30,000 and $40,000 at auction. You know, one of the valuation factors we use is the artist. So a painting by A.J. Casson is worth a fair bit of money. Right next to it, though, we have a print by Casson. So Casson would have created this print himself. Medium is also very important in valuing artwork. There's multiples of this artwork, so it would have less value than an original painting, probably between about $1,000 and $1,500 at auction. Moving along, we have a painting by Maud Lewis. What's in fashion is very important as well.
Okay.
Most recently, there was a Hollywood movie, of course, about Maud Lewis's life with Sally Hawkins and Ethan Hawke. This small painting, we sold one just like it. It's 3 Black Cats, Nova Scotia artist, and it sold for about $36,000. And this one is valued at between $10,000 and $15,000 at our upcoming sale. Lastly, very interestingly, this is a painting by Frederick Banting, very well known to Canadians as one of the co-discoverers of insulin, Banting and Best. He was also a painter, friends with the Group of Seven, carries a value of $25,000 to $35,000. And again, you can see them at consignor.ca on our website.
Okay, so we could focus on any one of these pieces, but the last one that you were mentioning, so you said $25,000 to $30,000 is its value. Now, what makes it have that value?
Well, the artist is very important. So we look at the history of artwork sold by the artist. In the past 5 years at auction, usually, subject matter is very important as well. What's most celebrated for Banting are these winter scenes, usually Quebec villages. He painted with A.Y. Jackson, member of the Group of Seven, when he did that. The size is important as well. A larger painting would carry more value. Condition, rarity, all those play into the estimate of 25 to 35,000.
So would that be part of your 10 commandments then, obviously?
Definitely. Everything I just mentioned. So the artist, subject matter, size, the medium, association, what the history of the painting is as well, all play into the formulation of a value.
Okay. You yourself as an art appraiser, is it difficult to appraise something sometimes? Like, do you ever get a piece that you look at and you go, this is
it can be tough.
Extremely rare.
Especially if there's a limited history for the artist. If the artist has had a very limited recent history, or if maybe their artwork has never been offered at auction before. There's many artists, both internationally and also in Canada, who they may have been friends and studied with a group of 7. They may have even exhibited with them, but if they've never really had any gallery sales or any auction sales, it could be a nominal value. Okay. And so we do run into that sometimes, definitely.
I'm just fascinated by this because I don't know how you know. That's impressive because it could just be a random everyday person, or it could be someone super famous. But art is art, and there's talent on every level, right?
Definitely.
What piece are we looking at here?
This is a painting by Franz Johnson, another member of the group of 7. This painting actually came to us from a valuation day here in Ottawa just a couple of years ago. We valued it between $5,000 to $7,000. It sold for about $13,000. That was about 12 by 16, a nocturnal scene by him. This was a collection of prints by Jack Bush. We discovered these. A BC collector owned them as well. These actually were under someone's bed for decades. They were in pristine condition. Condition's very important as well for valuing artwork. Valued at $15,000 to $20,000. The set sold for just under $60,000.
Wow.
And Ted Harrison, interestingly, this large painting by Ted Harrison came to us from Texas, and that one sold for just over $30,000 in our last live auction.
Okay. I know we've got plenty to get to. We're a bit out of time right now, but consignor.ca is the best place.
Consignor.ca, again, RSVP at consignor.ca if you wish to make an appointment tomorrow. We're at the Lord Elgin, 10 to 4 in the Confederation Room. All
right. Free, you said?
Free.
It's pretty cool. I like the word free. Anytime one of our guests says free, we need to repeat that.
Absolutely.
Rob Cowley, art specialist, thank you very much with Consignor. Consignor.ca for more details. Coming up in moments, we are going to be joined in the kitchen. How about an open-air pizzeria? Details next.